What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more of the Smiths, and we continue through their non-album B-sides and bonus tracks. Once again, shout out to Daisyllusion, and we're continuing through the handful associated with or from the same era as their 1985 album Meat is Murder, and the next one is listed as a single non-album B-side, and it's called Stretch Out and Wait. So, stretching out is to take a certain amount of time or material and to try to make it last for longer or to cover more space, whether we're talking physically or temporally. Waiting is about not acting but anticipating or expecting the arrival of some new set of conditions or some new circumstance. So to stretch out and wait feels like both verbs are running in the same direction. They refer to an indefinite period of time where one is withholding action, but with the expectation that eventually circumstances will accrue or obtain and a new mode of behavior will be required. So, yeah, it feels anticipatory to say the least. I'll see what I can catch on a first listen. This is the Smiths. It's a B-side single, apparently, which is called Stretch Out and Wait, and it's from 1985.
On the high-rise estate, what's at the back of your mind? On a three-day debate on a high-rise estate, what's at the back of your mind? Two icy cold hands conducting the way, it's the Eskimo blood in my veins. Amid concrete and clay and general decay, nature must still find a way. So ignore all the codes of the day, let your juvenile impulses sway. This way and that way, this way and that way, God has sex and calls you. Yourself, lose yourself, stretch out and wait, stretch out and wait. Let your pretty body lie down, as will I say, as will I say. Stretch out and wait, stretch out and wait. Let your pretty body lie down, as will I say. Will the world end in the night time? I really don't know. Or will the world end in the daytime? I really don't know. And is there any point ever having children? Oh, I don't know. What I do know is we're here and it's now. So stretch out and wait, stretch out and wait. There's no debate, no debate, no debate. How can you consciously contemplate when there's no debate, no debate? Stretch out and wait, stretch out and wait, stretch out and wait.
That's interesting. So I didn't catch everything there, but at first he's talking about like the back of his mind, and then I thought he said the bank of his mind, talking about, I think, high rises, but then, what was it, something of concrete and clay, and obviously concrete can be used to make tall buildings. Clay is a, let's say, more malleable substance, but can also be used in construction, but could also be like naturally occurring clay, and thus maybe there's a contrast between a high rise and structures of clay. Then he's talking about when the world's going to end. Will it happen at night? Will it happen during the day? I don't really know, but what I do know is it ever worth it to have kids? So we're talking about very long timelines, and he seems like he's saying, well, we'll just have to wait and see. We'll just have to find out if that's one way or the other, if the world ends at night or during the day, or if there's any benefit to having kids, and stretching out the species or the biological timeline. So it feels like he's talking about longer scale processes, but in the context of like individual lives and generations. So yeah, I feel like he's speculating, but also being very clear to distinguish that some of these speculations he doesn't know the answer to. He can only speak to the present and his immediate experience, but it also does sound a bit melancholy and pessimistic, so it feels lyrically, even if I don't know all of what's going on, that it is very much in Morrissey's typical mode. Sonically as well, it's sort of smooth and languid, but also a bit depressive and sad, so yeah, it feels very wheelhouse for the Smiths. Certainly the earlier sound of the first couple albums, again, toward the end, like, it feels they were experimenting and expanding their wheelhouse, if you will, a little bit. But this feels very original, kind of melancholic indie rock like the first couple albums. So yeah, a cool tune, one that I'll be curious to hear people talk about the themes, because again, I picked up on some of the concepts, but not necessarily how they connect, and it does feel like it's taking a more philosophical, questioning tone and less about maybe one particular person in his life, whereas a lot of tracks seem more autobiographical and narrow, and yet even then it seems like he's deliberately saying, well, I can only speak for myself, and I don't really know, we'll just have to stretch it out and wait. So in any case, another cool tune. Once again, shout out to Daisyllusion. I think there's maybe one more in the Meat is Murder non-album single folder. Let me check since I'm free of Luca. Yeah, one more, Rubber Ring Asleep, which is also listed as a non-album single B-side. So yeah, looking forward to Rubber Ring Asleep, and let me know what you think of this one. I will see you then. Peace.